welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I am so glad you're here today. We are going to do a fun quick craft with me in honor of the Labor Day weekend, and this is my sort of mini Raindrop Lila design team project for the month of August. I have another project that I'm going to be starting up for September that's going to be probably kind of a series, and so I wanted to do something just fun and quick and easy, and to help show you how fun it is and simple to make little quick projects. So this project, what we're doing today is a little clustered mini journal booklet, and it was inspired by my junk journal July from 2024. And as you know, they did not have a junk journal July this year. So I was just kind of perusing my pages from last year, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love this so much. And I thought, why not recreate some of these? So here you can see this was obviously for the 4th of July. But the kit I'm using from Lydia is called the Americana collection, and it is so fun and beautiful and nostalgic. And I absolutely love the vibrant images of all the ladies and girls and boys that she has in her collection. So I thought that we would just make a few of these. So as you can see here in my little entry for the 4th, I collaged on top of this page here, and then did a little cluster thing on the back. And then there's a little mini booklet that I attached to it. So that is what we are going to make today. And so I've already done up a couple of them. So let me show you the ones that I've made. So basically I took about 3 or 4 different papers. This particular paper is from the Olivia Grace documents kit, and I just love that yellow so much. So I wanted that to be kind of the base of my my little booklets. So what you can see here, obviously I did a nice little cluster on the front, and then when you flip it open, I have a continuation of the cluster, and I made this into a little tuck spot here. So super simple. And then I just sewed in about 4 or 5 pages from the Americana kit, as well as a couple of little fun extras, like these are the French checks, excuse me, and then some book pages. And so it's kind of a nice little fun addition that you could tuck into a journal, or it's just a fun standalone Happy Mail, whatever. If you wanted to just document, you know, like the 4th of July or Memorial Day or Labor Day, as it's coming up this weekend for us in the US, I thought it'd be super fun. So we'll see how many we can get through. I might try to do 2 or 3 more. This is the other one I made up for a little mock-up, and just used a couple of different images and paper. Same thing here, nice little tuck spot right there. And then I used these papers for the inside. They're so fun and vibrant, and she's got some old documents, American documents in here, so those are really fun too. And that page, I love the colors in this. And then I just tacked on a little age tape and bound it super simple, just with a little 2-hole so seam binding, or binding. You know what I mean. Okay, so I kind of have all my stuff out and everywhere, so I'm going to organize just really quick, and then we'll jump right in. Okay, so I forgot I was going to show you these too. So I cut out some of these fun tags, and if we have time, we will do a couple of these. I thought this would make a super fun garland. So super easy and quick, not fancy at all. So we'll see. I'll set those aside, and we'll come back to those. Alrighty, so here we have our 2 that we've already created, and let me grab our base here. We need a couple of, excuse my arm reaching, a couple of these. So I will just go ahead and start folding, and we'll get this going. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday, and for those of you celebrating for Labor Day weekend, I hope you have some fun plans. We are extremely boring, not doing anything at all. Our middle son is on a trip to see his beloved for the weekend and do some fun things, and our other boys are working, I think, a little bit, and then also you know, busy with their plans and stuff too. So that is just the way things are right now. Busy, busy, busy. But we are going to hopefully just enjoy the pool and maybe a little cooler weather. It sort of seems like we're gonna have a little cooler weather, so that is a-okay with me. We've had a couple of crazy storms, and some of them were a little bit scary, but hopefully we won't have any more of that. So I'm just tearing my strips for my pages, and this is a project you can easily do in an afternoon. You can even grab your supplies and jump right in and craft with me if you feel like it, or watch first and then jump right in. I love these papers are so fun. Okay, so let's see, if we're gonna do 2 booklets, I need, let me see, I can't remember how many I did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I need a couple of these, and so 1, 2, we'll turn this over so I know what I have. 3 and 4. Sorry, just talking to myself. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 1 more. I've got 1 more French check. Let's see. I'll just fold that in half. So that one is ready. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 1 more. Let's see. Maybe we'll do this map page. This is kind of cool. Okay, super. So now what we need to do is I'm going to set those aside and pick our girls. So I need 1 for each inside and 1 for each outside. So let me just see what we've got here. I did this girl and this girl. So these all come on a sheet. And here I did this girl and that one. So maybe we'll do, I think we'll do her on, the front, and this one on here. And so we'll do like so. Okay, got it. And then we can pick these other items as we need. So what I did, let me just show you. So the tickets are super fun. They come in a strip. I think there's 4 in each strip, and then you just, you know, obviously cut them out, and you can either fold them over like so and use it like an over the page kind of thing, or what I did here is I just cut out all the pieces and then inked them up, because it's easier if you fold it and do it, then you don't have to do each little section. You guys probably already know that. And then you can, you know, fancy them up however you like and crinkle them and make them look old. And then these, I just printed out a bunch of them. What I did is copy and pasted from the printable into my Pages document on my MacBook Air, and then that way I can print them out whatever size I want and however many. These are a little bit smaller. Let me show you from the original one. So they are a little bit smaller, as you can see, just by, gosh, barely, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But that's just how it worked out for me. So you can keep them the same size if you like as well. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start with this one here, since we have it in front of us. So these I backed with just some file folder. You don't need to, especially if it's going on, you know, another kind of heavy duty, but I already did that, so I'm gonna just roll with it. It'll be a little thicker. I actually might leave this one maybe as a little tuck spot since it's thicker, but we'll see. Let's just get this a little bit prepped, and then I am just using glue stick today, guys. Super easy, and we'll get all our pieces put together, and then we can assemble the cluster on the front. And I did it kind of up towards the top, so we will tear that off when we get there. I'll go ahead and do this one as well, since we have it right here. I go back and forth from being, you know, just like creating one thing at a time to doing mass creating, so everything is all lined up at the same time. We're going to have a little bit of, excuse me, a little bit of both of that today. Such fun images. Okay, we'll get our twine together here shortly. So let us construct our booklet. So that's going to be our front. And then this is really fun. And I'm going to kind of just stagger the pieces so that there's a little interest, and not everything is perfectly straight, and it'll make the book a little bit more chunky and just kind of fun. I think we'll have this one as the center. I think it goes like that. Let's see. August 11th, 1917. So that was whatever that document was. Okay. So I'm not going to sew it together yet. I am just going to clip it, and we will get this together. You know what? This is not sticking quite the way I want it to, so I may have to redo those. We'll see. So that girl is the one that goes on the front. Do a little more quick inking, and let's see. I'll just start with the stars on this one this time. That is poking up just a little bit, and we'll do that guy, and then a book page. I like that sort of rough edge that didn't get completely cut off straight, kind of fun. And then I think we'll have our check in the center this time. Cool. Okay, so same thing here. Let me just get those together. Okay, I think let me re-glue these really quick, and we'll get back to assembling. So I just did a quick little hot glue on those ones. So let's go ahead and get this together. So I'll show you again just how I kind of combined everything. So the base is the packaging paper, and then I just layered a couple of scraps underneath, and then laid down the lady, and then this is stapled on, not through the whole thing, stapled on to the top, and then I just tucked this one in, and I added a little bit of H tape, which we can do as well. So just crumpling up a little bit more. actually going to take the bottom part of the booklet out for just a sec. And so we can glue this down. So we're going to have, oops, going to have that on here. And I've got my tickets. Let's see. What do we want? Definitely like that one. This one's kind of fun too. Okay. And we are just going to give that a staple. Actually, tip it a little bit this way. And then I just cover this up just to keep that from poking off. Alrighty, so now we need a few little scrappy pieces for behind. Forgot I added those to this part, so actually I don't need that much. And you know, you can obviously make this as fancy or as, you know, sort of grungy and chunky as you want. So I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. You don't really need a ton of glue, just enough to kind of make sure it doesn't fly off. And then now we have our back side. So I think we were going to do this lady in here. So actually I'm going to ink the bottom of my tag, sorry, the label, just because I printed it on the Epson white paper, and we want it to be a little bit less bright is the word. That would be the word. And then I'm going to add this down on the bottom, like so. And then our girl. So I'm going to actually tear this bottom part off. We do not need that. And she's going to kind of sit like this. And I have these fun tickets. I use these all the time. I have so many of them. They're from my friend Gail. Okay, sorry, quick interruption. My husband just got back from Costco, so I had to help him unload. Okay, so here we are. We have our ticket and our girl, and I'm going to just staple. Hold up. I think I had it tucked on there. And there we go. And then I like to just take my glue gun and just run a little bit along the bottom here, just to give it a little security right there. And it's okay, I don't mind that there's a little bit sticking out there. I can either trim that off or whatever. It is not a perfect model, so we have to decide which one we want for our tuck spot. That's kind of fun, I like that one. Okay, so this part is finished. So now we are ready to sew in our cute little signature. And just find the center. There we go. And I'm gonna just clip this down. These big clips come in handy for stuff like this. Alrighty. Just grab my little twine. I thought I had my needle out already, sorry. I was too efficient and put everything away, knowing I was going to need it again. Okay, just one interruption after another. My dog just came flying into the room. He's a silly boy. Alrighty, so this is obviously very self-explanatory. You just do a couple little knots here to hold this in place. You could even staple it if you have one of those long extended arm staples, would be totally acceptable. We don't need those to be too long. Alrighty, so I think we are finished. Super cute. So we've got our little cluster on the front. Might just kind of scrunch that down a little, crinkle it up. I might cover that up with some washi or age tape. And then I've got our little bow is a little wonky. And you could totally tuck more stuff in here. You could do, you know, some tickets, some extra paper, just whatever. And obviously these are totally ready to go for decorating or, you know, whatever you desire. So I'm going to go ahead and do the remaining one, and I'm going to just do it on fast forward because you've already seen the process, so we certainly don't need to be redundant. And I will be back when I finish this one, and then we'll see if we have time for the garlands. Okay, so we're going to do the garland thing really quick. So this is super simple. You're just going to cluster 3 items. You could totally doll these up with lace, other ribbons, sequins, you know, glitter, you name it, but I'm not going to get that intense. This is just a super simple thing. So this one is finished. I'm going to leave the girls plain. You could totally add, you know, lace at the bottom or whatever. Would be super cute. And I may do that off camera and then show you the end result. But for now, I'm going to put those guys aside. So we have these 3 girls. We've got our scrappy paper and we've got our tickets. So let's do that one. And I think we'll do that one. So super easy. I already put the grommets in. I left the back plain, but you could totally embellish that as well. And so I'm just going to kind of scrunch up our paper. We're going to just lay it down. Super easy. You can offset these however you want to hang off if you like. These I'm leaving paper just because I don't think I want to make them too stiff and back them. But if you're using this like in a journal for something else, then obviously you could make it more like a journal card. And we're just gonna tuck this little guy under here and call it good. And you can fussy with this a little bit more if you like. If this were more of a journaling card, you could, you know, have that be a tuck spot, but I'm gonna just push it down for our tutorial today. So look at that, super fast. Your kids can even do this and should. It's fun, super fun. I love these kind of projects that you can do just in a quick afternoon, hanging out, watching a movie, whatever, and it adds a little extra excitement to your, you know, your day. And if you're celebrating something, it's fun to do that. I'm gonna kind of make that a little fussy there. And then we've got one more. Brown paper packaging is the best for everything. You can literally find endless reasons to use this. I'll do this one on this side again too. So I kind of like that on the edge, and then this girl will go on like so. And you can kind of scrunchy those up too if you want. Super cute. Okay, so let me get my my twine, and I'll show you how we're gonna finish this off. So bear with me, see if my idea works. Oop, glue down. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a little loose knot here for now. Kind of just winging it here, guys. And then we are going to add our next one. And if it's a garland, we kind of want to space them. So actually, you know what? I can already see that I'm gonna need more. So I've got this massive twine. I definitely will not be running out. So let me regroup here just a sec. Bear with me. We're gonna get all tangled up. Okay, so I'm gonna just use an extra amount so I don't have to guess. And I'm just gonna do a simple little knot here. And obviously I'm not gonna cut it yet because we wanna see how much extra we have. So we don't actually have a fireplace in our family room. We have one in our den, and so this is probably going to just go across my little dining room hutch. So I'm going to not make these super far apart. Hold up, lost my end. Okay. Do not do this at home. There we go. All right, let's see if I can do this again without getting all tangled up. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but if there is, just let me know in the comments and feel free to fast forward. Alrighty, we got 3 on, 3 to go, or 4 to go. Oops, let's see, I need a girl. Let's do this one next. I should say a lady, since the girls are on the tags. And forgive me if these are not evenly spaced. I'm actually not measuring at all, just for the sake of the video. This is not home decorating by Meredith, by all means. Okay. That one is farther apart, but that's all right. Do that one a little closer. All right, one more girl or lady. Hopefully I'm still on camera here, guys. Forgive me if I'm not. Oops, I have a very tiny craft area. Okay, so just for ease, I'm going to do a little easy bow right here, I think. Let me see if I can. No, okay, so actually what I'm going to do is pause and grab my ribbon that I want to add to this, and we will finish it off. Okay guys, I had to regroup a little and retie really quickly, so anyway, I just wanted to show you how I finished this off so you can see I made a tie on the end with just the twine, and then I left it pretty long so that I can attach it to my my hutch. And then on each of the ladies I'm doing red dot, and then on the girls I'm doing some blue dot. I just thought that would be super cute, so I'll show you how I did that. So my loop, as you remember, was not tight, so I just threaded that through, and I'm going to pull it tight, and then all we have to do is just tie a quick little bow, nothing fancy, and now we've got a little bit of embellishment. And then here on the end I did the same thing with the twine, and I left that long as well. So super quick and fun, and I hope you are inspired to make a fun patriotic garland or one of our special little booklets. I hope that was fun, and let me know in the comments if you think you're going to make one, or you can do it for any holiday. Obviously, this could be totally upgraded for Christmas and with different images and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful weekend. I'm looking forward to some nice relaxing time with family that's here, and we will see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.